So you want to turn your web app into an Android mobile app? Darling, you're in the right place. If you don't want to code your soul away, this tutorial is for you. Especially if you're using Lovable AI or bolt.new or any other AI tool, because let's face it, we love convenience. And I've got you covered. I'm probably just like you, a noob in the coding world. So this guide is less programmer's Bible and more I'll run this and pray to gods that it works. I wrestled with this beast for days, but I've finally cracked the code. And I'm here to save you from the same agony. Tutorials out there, either ancient or useless, but I somehow managed to crack the damn code. And now I'm here to share it with you, because nobody should suffer that long trying to get their web app mobile friendly. We'll be using Capacitor for this transformation. If you don't have Android Studio, don't panic. I'll briefly cover that too. That said, you might want to check out a proper Android Studio installation tutorial if you want a deep dive. I'll walk you through the steps briefly, but don't expect me to hold your hand for every little download and installation. I don't want to go through those again. I'm not crazy. As you can tell, I've been traumatized enough. And if you have it installed already, I suggest you don't skip these steps completely. So here's the game plan. Tell your AI, whether it's Lovable, bolt.new, or whichever tool you're using, politely tell it, hey buddy, I need to use Capacitor to turn my web app into a mobile app. The AI will likely generate a cute little file called capacitor.config.json and place it in your code folder. You can create this file manually too, of course, but I prefer making the AI do it because, well, f it, why not? Then download your code and for the love of all things holy, backup, and backup. Download your code and make an extra copy. Seriously, don't skip this step unless you're feeling very masochistic. Next. If the AI tool spits out an Android folder, delete it. Yes, you heard me. Delete that thing. The AI means well, but in my experience, that folder can royally f things up. First, you need to download and install Node.js LTS. Then, you need to download a JDK. Now, some people already have this, but I went with Coreto 17 and I suggest you do the same. This is what I downloaded. Windows 64 JDK zip. Then you need to download and install Android Studio. During installation for Android Studio, make sure you select Android SDK platform, and Android virtual device. After that, you need to install a bunch of SDKs. Open Android Studio, More Actions, SDK Manager. From SDK platforms, choose an Android. Now, since I'm obsessed with number 13 and repeating number 3, I tried Android 13 before, but for this tutorial, I'm going with Android Baklava. Doesn't matter, to my experience both worked. I think as long as you choose anything from Android 13 to above, should work perfectly. Then move to SDK tools and make sure you install Android SDK build tools, Android SDK command line tools, and Android SDK platform tools. Then click on apply and OK. Adding Java home and path in environment variables. Now I'm going to be honest with you. This is what f***ed me the most. I didn't know what I'm doing and I had trouble figuring it out. To open environment variables, you can search it in the start menu. Then click on environment variables. Now you either have Java home here or you have to add it. If you have it, double click on it to edit it. If you don't, just click on new and add it. Set your variable name to Java_home in caps. And for variable value, write the location of your JDK. Now go to path, and from here you need to add the location of your JDK /bin. Make sure it's on top of everything else by moving it up. Also, you need to add this one as well. Make sure it's under your JDK bin location. Disclaimer. I'm not a programmer, just someone trying to get things done without turning into a tech wizard. Some of these steps might seem weird, but hey, that's just my process. Think of this as a girly way to build a mobile app, but it works. At least it works for me. We're almost getting started. Open your project folder. Delete the Android folder and create a new folder. Call it New. Make sure you avoid caps lock. Create another folder and call it Capacitor. Enter the new folder and copy its location. Now open PowerShell. You can do this by searching PowerShell inside your Windows menu. Don't worry, I'll share the complete guide in the description. Now, let's cd the into the new folder that we just created. Whip up a fresh React project using bytes. Choose React and then TypeScript. npm install to install dependencies. Now we did this in a new folder because we have React in other places of our code. I'm going to fast forward this because it will take some time. Now cd the out of there and install dependencies again. Also run npm audit fix. Think of this as slapping the bugs in the face. Install the fancy stuff. These are the packages you'll need for supabase, routing, styling, and more. Capacitor time. Head into the Capacitor folder and initialize your app. Name your app. Let's set the directory to Capacitor. For app ID, you need to write com.the name of your app.app. In my case, com.openera.app. cd. Now, to create optimized files in this folder. Basically, building your React app. Sync Capacitor. This is like a handshake between web and mobile words. Install Capacitor's core functionality and CLI. Initialize Capacitor configs. Since you have already set an app name and a package ID, just hit enter. Add Android platform support because duh, we want an Android app. Android, welcome to the party. Now, we're going to open our Android project, but before we do that, you have to be ready and fast. Because as soon as we open Android Studio, we need to make some quick changes before it syncs. Don't worry boys, you can be fast this one time. Since I'm using Android Studio Ladybug, I couldn't find any settings for disabling the auto import feature. If you know where it is, let me know. But for now, we just have to stick to speed. Finally, open the Android project. Time to see your creation come to life. As soon as your Android Studio opens up, make sure first you hit on cancel. Then quickly click on this X icon a bunch of times for all the different things that are trying to be downloaded or synced. Then click on this Gradle icon and go to Gradle settings. And set Java Home for your Gradle JDK. Then click on Apply and OK. After that, navigate to File and sync project with Gradle files. Sometimes you might get a notification, such as this one saying Project Update Recommended. I suggest that you immediately start AGP Upgrade Assistant. Now, I'm getting an error. This means I don't have my Android device set up. But before I set that up, just in case, I'm going to click on Build again. I'll go to Device Manager and create a virtual device. From here, I'll choose Medium Phone. Next. And I'm going with Baklava. And hit Next. I'm not going to change the default settings, so I'll just click on Finish. Now just click on Run App and wait. If you get any notifications to the bottom right, such as Upgrade Assistant or IDE settings or anything related to your firewall, accept the updates and let it do things automatically on its own. Now the first time our app opens is going to be a little slow. as you can see, I can sign in. And everything works. You can go to build app bundles, APKs, and from here you can convert this to an APK or a bundle. The APK can be installed on your phone, and the bundle is the right format accepted for Google Play apps. And that's it, you guys. I hope this video helped you do what you were hoping to do. I might make a video on setting an icon and a splash screen for your apps. Let me know if you want me to. Bye!